Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and as such, usually I go about the Twitter X platform. Just a quick update, I did manage to publish the VOD from the latest stream and Dead Space remake. I think we only have like one episode or so till we wrap up the series. Here should be ready for Friday. Tomorrow I'll see if I can manage to do Star Wars Survivor. I'm stuck on one boss. I read about a lot on the latest episode. Again, when I manage to pass through that boss, the episode will come out. It's a little bit frustrating, but it's one of those things when the combat system flaws come all together in a perfect way. That basically you need to rely a little bit on luck in certain aspects there. That's what happens. Other than that, everything is good to go. I will see which game I'm going to work on in the meantime, because I'm not sure if I'm probably going to wrap up Jedi Survivor soon, mainly because of the momentum of the story and all that jazz. Seems that I'm approaching the end, and I will at this moment in time, after I wrap up both of these, I will just maintain for the moment now one active gameplay series. At least that's my decision for the moment. But if I'm going to introduce a second one again, I will let everybody know. I didn't manage to do any stream last night. I was a little bit tired, and I was not able to do that. I will try to do some streaming today. We are on the final stages of the DLC. At least that's my perception. Not much left to explore on the map. So I think we're going to go about it. I don't know, maximum 2 live streams, and I think we'll manage to go about the DLC there. And then again, I need to proceed with the ending of the game. We still have some couple of things there to do on the base game there until we reach the final stages also. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it for the moment. And as usual, I got all the gameplay series here, the 1080p, 4K, and the active gameplay series. So basically, that's it. In terms of news, some stuff caught my eye. Some of them not enough to bring up to the episode. Again, we continue to see a lot of rumors regarding hardware to come. Again, this 5090 leaks here. It's a little bit unsure because they did not NVIDIA in terms of official information doesn't bring out anything that we can work on with. Basically everything here is assuming leaks information and everything, so it's like placeholders here, so nothing is confirmed so far. From the total SMs to CUDA cores, to memory bus, memory speed, memory bandwidth, everything is hypothetical here. We don't even have nothing to work with TGP or anything like that. The only thing that we will have, it's probably a late 2024 announcement here. But even though the information that we have regarding announcements, it seems that they are going to launch first the 5080, which is, I will assume, more price friendly and more in line with the probably it will be kind of similar, at least in the 4090s type of performance. But yeah, I think it's mainly because of the being a little bit more price friendly that the Halo product, which is the 5090. Again, total SMs, this seems all pretty excellent if it is confirmed. But the last one that we have is base clock stuff here, which almost 3 gigahertz, which doesn't mean a lot. My main thing is again, it's the memory bus and speed here, and basically the CUDA cores and total SM. I think it's the most important thing here at this moment in time to have confirmed, because again, if the memory bus is indeed 448 bits, it can support the new modules, given this is supposedly from GDDR7, it will come out of it. Even though I don't think even a 5090 can take full advantage of the memory bandwidth and everything, take advantage of this new memory still, at least this generation. But if they are to implement GDDR7 on this, at least on the Halo product, maybe it's kind of a test phase for them to see if the Halo product can sell well with this, and the fact that they can put a higher price there to compensate the introduction of this new memory stuff here. It allows different kinds of modules to be introduced, so it will have different capacities in terms of the VRAM there, which let us, instead of 24 or doubling a little bit there, not 48, but the next increment there, which is 8, I think in increments of 8, if not mistaken. Instead of 32, it can handle a 28 gigabyte stuff there, which is could be interesting, even though past 24, I don't see any kind of games taking advantage of this extra VRAM, even playing in 4K, and given that the technologies that NVIDIA has, the DLSS stuff and everything, in the upscaling stuff, usually doesn't take advantage that much of that VRAM, this extra VRAM, and we're talking about the 20 gigabytes range there. It will be, I think, the only thing that can compensate here in terms of the lineup on GDDR7, if it is implemented throughout the lineup, probably except for the 5060, or it will be good if they can introduce this probably on the 5070 at least, to take advantage of that little extra bit of VRAM, which is lacking a lot on the mid-range, especially on the NVIDIA. On the 40 series, you see that it in some cases can, the lack of that VRAM can constrain a little bit the performance of the GPU compared with AMD, which on their middle range they have a little bit extra, usually around 4 gigabytes extra, because the 4060s usually have around 8. They got the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes, but it doesn't fare well there, mainly because of the performance of the chip itself. But usually, I think the 7700 XT has 12 gigabytes, then you have the 7800 XT as 16 gigabytes, and on the NVIDIA you can only find 16 gigabytes on the 4080 because the 4070 has 12, if not mistaken. Even the 3070 Ti Super, I think they are only 12. So there is that lack in VRAM that in some cases can make the difference, which is very hot how NVIDIA went about it on applying this, because they are selling more expensive GPUs overall comparatively with AMD to, and it doesn't, in terms of the spec sheet itself, it doesn't compare that well with AMD, and in some cases, even taking into account the technology there, the DLSS and the upscalings and all that stuff, sometimes they really need some extra VRAM, especially when they start to, utilizing ray tracing stuff there. In some games, it can ramp a little bit the consumption of the VRAM, but yeah. Hopefully, again, the GDDR7 is implemented on the main line, even though I think from the rumors that everybody's talking about, I think if they implement this throughout the lineup, it will not be introduced on the lower end, so the 50s, 60s and below, which it doesn't need to be implemented. The only thing that I think they should have started doing, or should start doing, is implementing, especially on the entry level 5060s, let's say, implementing a 12 gigabyte VRAM, so they can have that extra buffer of VRAM in case of people even playing 1080p. They can ramp up a little bit the graphic settings a little bit more, for example, on the texture side or something like that, so they can take advantage of that extra VRAM for animating the performance, so it doesn't bleed out to the DRAM, the DDR system memory there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. In terms of, again, base clocks, it all depends a lot on the CUDA cores and everything. It's a little bit like CPUs to a certain extent. But yeah, seems if it is around 3 gigahertz, okay. My main concern is more about the rest of the lineup here. We don't have any kind of confirmation, and just throwing out speculations. Sorry, the boost clock probably 3.5 gigahertz, whatever they want to call it. It's just like numbers to throw out and make it good to a certain degree. Again, and the main thing here is this power connectors. The power connectors, again, this will continue because I've been seeing from time to time on repair shop YouTube channels, they have to a certain degree consistently have 4090s on their repair shops to replace connectors. Not in huge numbers, but in enough numbers that they are calling that into attention there. And again, it's about this design of the power connectors. I don't like it. AMD, not AMD, but one of the AIBs, I think ASRox, is going to introduce one of these connectors on one of their professional cards. I covered that a couple of days ago or something like that. I don't like that because of the, again, this is a huge design flaw on this connector. Several design flaws. I already explained all of them, at least from my point of view, what they are. I don't think this is a good option here. I think they need to come up with a better, an upgraded but better version of this, or else in the long term people will start to avoid, because yeah, it's not good. If you have a consistency of numbers, even if it is not on the news, let's say, it will start to get ingrained on the mind share and the word to word that people have. What do you think? I'm in conversations. I'm thinking about buying a 4090. Probably somebody will let you know on Reddit posts, or even person-to-person interactions will let you know that, yeah, the probability of the power connector fails and you have a $2,000 product just burnt, it's not going to go well, very well. In terms of 4090s, I'm not sure how it goes, but yeah, the 4090s, they are still coming into repair shops to be repaired and replaced, at least the connectors in the more simplest case, which by itself is an inconvenience, because usually if you're not besides a repair shop, you have to send it, you have to wait for the repair, then you have to wait for it to send back, I don't know, 2 weeks, give or take, and if you have no substitute GPU for that, and then the inconvenience of not using a product that you buy to around $2,000, yeah, all of that hassle there. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to continue. If they continue to insist on this design flaw of a connector, how the things will go. Especially, I will assume the 5090 will have a little bit more power draw than the 4090. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will develop through the months to come. In other news, similarly, Elden Ring, at least as we got a data point here, returns to fourth place in UK sales chart from the month of June. At least that's my perception, and it's being only overthrown by, again, EA Sports stuff, which is let's say the NPC things, which is the football game on UK. Football is a huge sport there, so it's I'm not surprised about this. We still have Grand Theft Auto selling well. Again, it's an older game, but it's a game that is on an average has a lot of content there. And again, you got the online stuff that keeps a lot of people interacting within the game there. Then you got F1. I don't know how celebrated this sports is celebrated on UK, but I know football, it's a very or soccer, it's a very popular game, popular sport on Europe. And then you got Elden Ring, and even after that you got Hogwarts Legacy, which is from last year's. We got Sid Meier's Civilization. Red Dead Redemption 2 is also an older game kind of a thing, and even Call of Duty. Grand Theft Auto Online. Okay, I didn't see this one. So even the Grand Theft Auto Online, so the multiplayer thing, it's is not that good as Grand Theft Auto 5. That's interesting. But yeah, as you can see, Elden Ring is up here again. Of course, the DLC has a lot to do with it, even by the fact that it came out late June, 21st of June. So yeah, it's interesting to see that it was enough to ramp up, at least on the UK charts, for the month of June. And some news here regarding hardware. It fell 9% compared to the same time period in June 2023, with less than 100,000 consoles sold in this June. However, PlayStation 5 is still outselling all competition combined, which is interesting by itself. From what I understand, PlayStation, when it came out, was a little bit hard to get because of all the supply chain issues that they were sold out basically everywhere, and I assume that people still are trying to get around and buying the PlayStation because it's the only one that they have. They don't have two versions like Xbox, so I think that's why it helps being outsolding the other competition. And yeah, 2024 is not looking pretty good in overall in terms of comparison of 2023. I think a lot of it because 2023 it's even worse than 2022, mainly because of the lockdown stuff. People were more at home or mandated to be at home, and the sales of games and all that jazz and kind of media and entertainment went to the roof, and now it's tapering down. And it's basically reaching the normal levels to a certain degree. But yeah, this is an entry point from UK, and I think again the fact that UK economy is not in the best shape there, from what I understand, didn't help a lot. People having expendable income to spend on their hobbies, given one of them is gaming. Yeah, I think since the sanctions imposed and the energy costs ramp up a lot, especially in the UK, they depend a lot on the, if not mistaken, on Russian energy, like same as Germany, France, and all that jazz. Yeah, the sanctions there didn't help a lot. I think in some cases it went at least double the price of energy, which is not good, given that you need energy to maintain your house functioning, like heat, gas, water, and all that jazz. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, hopefully the conditions improve all over the place there, so people can have at least money to go out and at least maintain a proper and decent lifestyle there. But yeah. And then we got some interesting things regarding Xbox Game Pass again. they just increased, and it was and they introduced a tier that doesn't even one of their main selling points, which is Xbox Game Pass Day One launch games and all that jazz. Now they are even introducing tiers that don't have that Day One games kind of a thing there. And they increased by a lot. Again, this is 12 months, so 60 to 75, it's $15 increase, and this is for the annual price, and this is the Xbox Game Pass Core, which will not have Day One games on there, so it might be added, I don't know, 3 months after. I don't know what's the thing there. They have an FAQ that it's available, but again, I'm just this is not something for me. I will never buy one of these things here. Even the PC Game Pass will have Day One games, because they know if they don't, they will lose sales. But still, $2 per month increase on this tier. There is a thing that if you have Xbox Game Pass for consoles, so I will assume this is the normal version. And if it is renewed, it will maintain the price, from what I understand. But for new subscribers, it's going to be the Game Pass Standard, which will replace, in terms of pricing, it will increase $4, and it will eliminate the Day One games, which is very interesting. I don't know how they want to get around new subscribers by just ramping up $4 per month, and they remove the day one thing here, which is interesting. But if you want day one games, you have to buy the Game Pass Ultimate, which is $20, which is the double of the price of the old price of the normal Game Pass. And even the old price is ramped up $72 also. So they're just ramping up prices again. This is what happens when we start acquiring a lot of studios in a small amount of time, and the last group of studios cost you $70 billion. And the launches have not been good, especially like Redfall and other kind of games that are not selling well. People are not buying, and then you cannot justify having a $70 billion hole in your finances there. You have to start squeezing out from everywhere that you can, and this is one of the reflections, because I think if they wanted to just if they were not in this situation, I think they could maintain the prices until the end of the year, and probably by the next of on the beginning of next year they will increase like $1 per tier, something like that, or 1.5 for the ultimate thing there. But yeah, they are upselling you on Game Pass Ultimate, so you can have access to day one games, except with the exception of the PC Game Pass there. But other than that, if you want to have get the day one games, you have to go for the $20 per month, which it's $240 per year. That's why on this the core pass you don't have access to day one games. Yeah, they're trying to make up for the difference in every way that I can, and the fact that you have a lot of studio closures from them. Interestingly enough, from some studios that did pretty well on the last game that they launched, but they are closing anyway. Tango Gameworks comes up to mind. But yeah, they will have to cover up for that $70 billion hole that they have. And yeah, I'm not sure how this might compare in terms of service with PlayStation Plus. Again, I will not subscribe to any one of those. I refuse to do so, because this is basically a subscription like Netflix. You have access for a certain amount of time to a library of games, and when they decide to remove or not, you're at the will of them. But yeah, this is not good. And yeah, you got the PDF here on the end of the article if you are curious about the Game Pass stuff. I'll leave it here, the link on the article, so you can check that out on your region, what kind of changes they were made there. And lastly, we got again another update regarding the Kunamy Mafia consultancy stuff there. And the latest one is this lady, Mary Kenney. She was a former associate narrative director at Insomniac Games, who was working on the maligned Marvel's Wolverine. And basically she jumped ship for there, and she announced that it is basically she's working at CD Projekt Red again. I've been talking a little bit here. The CD Projekt Red, they got that thing with the awards of menstrual paid leaves and all that shit, which again I don't know what was the meaning of that. But yeah, you got those videos that resurfaced again from 2021, 2022, I think, regarding the DEI and ESG compliance things that they are going full on throttle there. And the role she got on CD Projekt Red is senior writer. Interestingly enough, the way she worded the Twitter, again, I don't think these people really know what they are doing there. Again, the tweet goes as, without further ado, it's time to announce my new job. Today, my first day as a senior writer at CD Projekt, best known for The Witch series and Cyberpunk. Again, any normal gamer kind of knows this thing, what CD Projekt Red is, but the fact that she has it's I saw a comparison which is the same thing. Today I will announce my first day at the job at Nintendo, best known for Super Mario, Metroid, and whatever. It's the same thing. Everybody knows on the gaming space, CD Projekt Red is at least from the Witcher series. And then she continued, I can't wait to talk more about my project. I'm thrilled to getting back into RPGs, and my team is talented, welcoming, and just flat out cool. Again, my team, again, she's already, again, don't forget, she's taking the responsibility of everything that is written regarding this project. Don't forget to keep their feet to the fire when the shit comes out. Again, and they been using a lot of cool as a word for again. It seems they don't know what to do here, to what to say for a writer that doesn't just said flat out cool. I don't know what is. I think I can write better shit than these people. But then again, this comes out because this lady was one of those that went on the interview that everything must be done to push LGBTQ agenda. She reacted to a GLAAD report bemoaning lack of LGBTQ characters in video games, describing as heartbreaking. The GLAAD report tells us something key: games are a way of LGBT people to socialize. Again, not only LGBT, everybody, people. Remove the acronym and just leave the people, and you get a sense why people usually play games, especially on the multiplayer side. It's a way of people to socialize. And then they said, but also tell something heartbreaking: the LGBTQ gamers don't feel that developers are thinking of them when they design games. Again, my philosophy on games, the stories, the greatest stories ever told, are about human condition. It's not about your sexual preferences. If you want to see sexual kinks, sexual preferences on screen, you have porn sites and porn movies. They have everything that is available. If you look enough for it, again, I don't know why you have to remove or at the cost of removing the experience of the human condition and superimpose the sexuality preferences of a character as the main factor of selling a story. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't sell. Never sold. You might in a story have interactions with some more flourished characters where some stuff might be more obvious to draw attention, because usually you're not from the point of view of that character. So to inform the reader or the viewer, you have some flares of the personality or anything that might indicate something regarding that character. But usually the story is well told, and the ones that remain throughout the millennia of human history are the ones that it's about the human condition, the struggles, how to overcome obstacles, the situations that any kind of human being can relate to that struggle. It was never about the sexual preferences or the kinks that people have. And these people think that this is how the life of a person resumes to the sexual preferences or the genders, or people don't live their lives according to their sexual preferences, because usually you have a word for that, is degeneracy in the overall scheme of things, because or else you're not different from a cat or a dog. They are conditioned by their natural or their nature, let's say, and one of them is to procreate. Simply, they don't have enough intelligence to reflect on their own condition, so they can improve it if they want to. With it, but human beings have that extra thing there, which is reflect and think about their own nature, not only as a nature in the sense of sexuality, but philosophize think about what we are here for, trying to find a purpose in your life, and usually that the sexual part is relegated below top 5, that's for sure. But everything that these people is trying to make it sound that LGBTQ sexual kinks and all that jazz is the primary force for them to live their lives, that tells you a lot more about them than anybody else's there. And again, I can accept that there are certain kinds of stories that might reflect on a specific situation regarding sexual preferences, what kind of specific issues that they might have, but that is already itself aimed for a very specific audience, and it will not sell the same way if you want to try to sell a good story. And this I'm talking about regarding any kind of media, not only games, because games had the added thing of being interactive in the sense, so you have to have some considerations, like example gameplay mechanics on that, and how you can interweave the story on the game itself. It's not only just about a book or a short story or a movie or a series. There are more factors to be considered in when you try to tell a story in this medium. But yeah, it's not about sexuality or kinks, or at least it should not be. And in the long term, they will ruin a lot of IPs because they know they cannot, their ideas and what they're trying to, or where they are trying to assert themselves in their ideology, by itself doesn't stand. That's why they vampirize already well-known IPs to try to inject and disguise to a certain point their agendas. I don't have any word for it. Their agendas, and basically to push woke ideology, in the sense that it is woke, in the sense that it's bringing to the forefront sexuality just by the sake of it. Basically, it's what it is. But yeah, and this lady also continued. She did a thread and everything, trying to defend Sweet Baby Inc. and how consultancy agents, they don't do what you think they do, but they do exactly what you think they do. Because again, it comes to the financial incentives there and the fact, taking into account a little bit down here as a baseline, Kim Beller, I think she calls, yeah, one of the TED Talks that she did, or at least GDC, but I think she also did a TED Talk regarding this kind of things. Yeah, basically diversifying a game, and basically if you have something that you want to introduce and people are not listening to you, you have to go to the marketing department and basically make veil threats of what can happen if they don't do what you want them to do. But yeah, all of this comes by the financial incentive. Basically, it's how ESG mandates and checklists works. As everybody should know, publishers don't take the money out of their own pocket to invest on a project, on a game, let's say. They will have a budget, they will borrow the money, and then one of the conditions of the money borrowers, like BlackRock and the subsidiaries and these kind of agencies, they will loan you the money, and they can negotiate the interest rate of that loan. And one of the conditions to lower that interest rate is for you to have a lot of checklists regarding ESG compliances. Where this is where it comes the DEI stuff and the JEDI stuff, and there is another acronym now, which I forgot what it is. It's a bridge. Also, it's like the new renaming of DEI. Yeah, they will use those checklists in compliance with those directives to lower the interest rate, and that's why these consultancy firms enter in the game of consulting. And to a certain extent, the publisher is hostage to those consultancy firms, because they are the ones that are going to mandate what you need to do for you to have a check on that checklist, so the interest rates can be lowered when you have to repay the loan for that game in specific. And that's why this is failing through, because with the problem with checklists is you remove not only creativity, but you remove vision from the project, and you introduce artificially other stuff that it's not going to be targeted for an audience of paying customers. Basically, that's the huge the main problem of this industry, as so far as I understand it. But yeah. Another one that is going for CD Projekt Red. Again, I already told you, I think the last good games that we will have for at least a decade from CD Projekt, mainly because of how long games take to make. I think the last games that we have that are decent from CD Projekt is going to be The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, so buy it while you can, and Cyberpunk 2077. I think from what I've been seeing, The Witcher remake is not going to be pretty good, because we already had a lot of statements saying that they are going to be modern, going to update it for modern audiences, which is something again doesn't exist, and remove some stuff. They were not specific about it. There's some stuff that can be retweaked in terms of mechanics on the gameplay that are kind of very janky, at least on the original Witcher. And then we got also the new studio that they hoping to start off the new trilogy of Witcher games. Again, I don't think this is going to go out very well also. And then we got the sequel to Cyberpunk, again, with all the introduction of all the ESG compliance things that they are announcing, plus all the annual awards. They go about congratulating themselves on paying monthly menstrual leaves, paid menstrual leaves. Again, it's not going to work out very well. People are paying attention to this kind of things because at the end, gamers are customers, and customers, when they pay for the product, they want to have a decent product. And if they're not having a decent product, they will stop buying the product from that company. It's that simple. And as far as I know, again, in the PC and console market, from what I known, around, I don't know, let's say 75% are male the customers, and then in terms of racial diversity, I don't know, because but even gamers don't they never think about that much. But gamers, as an overall thing, they just want good games. That have good gameplay mechanics, good game loops there, depending on the type of game, and just want a good story and some decent graphics to go along with everything. They don't want any kind of this shit. People tend to forget games, films, or movies and series are a form of escapism. It's not to reflect your everyday struggles, issues, to be transposed to what supposedly is escapism. But yeah, these people will continue to do so as long as there is funding to go around for this kind of, I don't know, these people to do what they are doing there. Again, to a certain degree, they are brainwashed because they think that it is important for the humanity advance. I don't know, to a more I don't know. I don't know. Regarding, it's good to have some people have some conversations with. Given that they are receiving good money, I think they need to start to see some shrinks or some psychologists to start to delve deep in their own issues and to resolve them, and maybe they will come around with a redemption arc in the future. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is the news for today. Got some gaming deals again. Steam Summer Sale is almost finished, around 1 day at the time of publishing this video. So we still have Bioshock the collection. I will put all the Wolfenstein, not all the Alt History collection. I will leave out Youngblood because it was not received that well. Very mixed reviews. It doesn't have Black Squid, so I think that's why it lost. And I think the game itself is not that great compared to the other three. We got also Black Mesa, so basically a remake from the first Half-Life there. Pretty good game from what I've been seeing, 80% off. We got Prey, got a stamp of approval from my part, especially on at this price point. Again, if you're not sure if this game is for you, you can check out the first couple of episodes that I did from this gameplay series, so you can have a sense of what this game is. We got also a Plague Tale Innocence and Plague Tale Requiem on sale. Then we got Voidbusters. This is one of those that is also have a stamp of approval for me. Again, if you're not sure if this game is for you, you can check out the playlist there that I have the gameplay of this game. And it's 70% off at this moment. We got also Atomic Heart, 60% off. The last time I saw this in promotion, I think it was around 50, so it's good to see that it's got a little bit more of leeway here on the promotion side. We got Sekiro, 50% off. And then you got Death Stranding Director's Cut. I think this is the way to go. 50% off. I think this is an excellent game. From everything that I played, I'm really eager to when I finish up the Elden Ring stuff there to continue to play this game. Again, it's a Kojima game. What can you say here? And yeah, basically this is it for today. I will leave a plug on my Patreon as usual. The Patreon is for extra support, and that extra support at this moment in time has the priority of getting around a better storage solution for me to be able to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.